So as you can see, we got our $1 million plaque.
Million
subscriber plaque, and then we got our multiple 100,000. Well, some say it is, but I don't think it's really gold. But my actual favorite,
a lot of money.
it does, and then the silver ones too. Like if that's all solid, that's quite a bit of money. And then
So welcome to Scrapyard Wars. You guys might be wondering, what's up with all the mad stacks? Well, this Scrapyard Wars is going to be a little bit different. We are going to build a computer. We are going to build a good value computer, but there is no set budget. The challenge today with our special guest, Austin Evans, is to build the best bang for the buck computer. We'll be using 5 different benchmarks: Tomb Raider, Far Cry 4, Cinebench, PC Mark, and 3D Mark Firestrike, to determine who has gotten the most possible value for their money.
Scrapyard Wars!
Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I got my D-brand phone. I got my chest strap done up.
Oh, you got the real stuff right there.
Yeah, you got the real stuff right there.
ready.
Yeah, me too, bro. So let's go. No holds barred. Scrapyard Wars.
No holds barred?
Peace, bros. No.
Wait, actually I need my laptop. Where did my laptop go? Here it is. Okay.
I really have to pee.
Let's go, dude. How do we get out of here? Okay. All right, so basically my plan right now is... Oh, there we go, okay. Totally thought the door was locked. All right, so the plan right now is to just get out of here. So I think it looks way more legit if we're like not here. So
Where are we going?
it's a great question. Let's not be here. Let's just drive a little ways and figure this out. So,
Okay, potential problem number 1. I actually haven't even done any pre-thought. I've been so busy that I haven't had any time to figure out how I'm gonna tackle this challenge. Potential problem number 2. There's 3 of us this time. There's gonna be Craigslist crap that's listed 2 weeks ago that they get no calls about, and they're gonna have 3 people calling them today. So it is gonna be a race against the clock to win Scrapyard Wars 3. Which obviously means it's a great idea that I'm sitting here on a couch. I should really get going.
So I'm gonna try to save some money by avoiding a case. I'm gonna try to build everything onto like a cardboard box or something.
it's all about price to performance. So if I spend like even half the budget, I almost feel like we're gonna go over. Cause I don't know, I'm thinking like $600, $700, something like that. Do you know of a cool spot around here? Like I know my hotel's over here. What's a cool spot like we could hang out?
We're in Langley.
So nowhere.
Oh, that is some wicked gas. We're not in the car yet though, so it's okay. Oh man, oh wow. That is some outdoor grade gas.
One of my biggest concerns is that I think we're gonna be fighting for parts. Because I don't think there's actually that many for sale right now. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the Canadian dollar being in the tank at the moment. Oh my goodness, is that mine?
It was sitting on the ground. It's my tip.
Damn.
Thank you.
So one of our dastardly plans is to send responses from Craigslist ad posters to those guys that they never actually messaged. So we'll try and get them off the trail, get them confused. So we're all gonna be on Craigslist. We're all gonna be trying to find the same deals, or maybe not. Because the way that I see it, there's actually a few different ways to tackle this. We can try and get the cheapest possible computer that is at least capable of running the benchmarks and hope the other guys spend way more. Or we can go for like the traditional bang for the buck PC, somewhere in the $700 to $1,100 range, and win the benchmarks and hope the other guys aren't able to get great value for the dollar. I frankly don't know what the answer is right now.
Yeah. What if we try to do like a $100 gaming PC build? I don't know if it's necessarily going to be awesome, but it's price to performance, right? So if this is 1/10 as good as if they spend $1,000, then we actually win. So this could work. It's only $10 and it's even here. This could work. Maybe.
Okay, so I just got a $220 offer on a R9 290.
Box of video cards. Oh, we're calling this guy. We're calling this guy. That looks like an 8600 GTS. Like if we can, just taking up space on a shelf, if we can get that for like $2 or $5 or something, we might be in pretty good shape. It's an option.
So I'm calling the guy with the R9 280 for 130 bucks. I'm gonna offer him 120. If he doesn't take it, I'm still gonna do 130. Can you do 120 bucks? Awesome. When do you want me to come pick it up? Yeah, but Port Moody's like a city. Like I need to know where. Okay, so I got a R9 280 for 120 bucks. I really want to get that 290, but I don't think the price per performance is worth it when the 290 would be over $100, or no, basically exactly $100 more. I don't know. There's some funny math there because you have to calculate in the whole rest of the system as well. But I think a 280 is going to be good, and I think I need to move on to other things. So I'll go with that.
If I'm learning anything from this, is that people like to really overprice their old PC hardware. Like people like to like, oh my 6-year-old gaming PC is worth $800. It was worth $1,200 5 years ago. Like no dude, it's worth like $300, get over yourself.
Canadian used market in general is just because the turnover is so low.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I mean, I'm just seeing tons of junk here. And every once in a while I see something cool. Like, yeah, okay, so this is a GeForce 7900 for $50. I mean, it's got S-Video on it. It's not gonna be worth $50. I don't care what you say.
Wow, a lot of this stuff is pretty brutal. Is that a 9600 for $10 though? That's not bad. Let's save that in the numbers sheet. The best thing to do, this is gonna be a disadvantage for Austin in this whole competition because he hasn't done this before. But the best thing to do is right in the first couple hours, put out as many feelers as possible.
Yeah, you're right, this does take a long time. I also totally want to find like a pawn shop or
Turn off
something.
the car.
Oh, dude, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, like the car just like runs out.
There's a Q9650 CPU. I'm still potentially interested in that if I can get it for the right price. I think we're gonna need a quad core to win. That Cinebench is gonna make a big difference. I wonder how Austin's doing at this point. Like new city, like he doesn't even know where any of these sub-regions are. Like he's gonna be like, oh, Yaletown, that's probably pretty close.
Okay, I think we might have found something. Here are a pair of 7950 graphics cards for $150, and that's both of them. So basically, one of them, actually they were both used for Bitcoin mining, but I don't really care. As long as it works for long enough where I can actually like benchmark, that could work. $150, where is this? 13th Avenue. Is that Burnaby? Was that anywhere near? Burnaby Newest? Do you have any idea where that is?
I'm trying to work on system. So what I'm trying to find now, I have a graphics card. I'm probably not going to look for a case. Power supply, I'm probably going to have to get on its own. So what I'm looking for right now is motherboard, processor, memory, essentially. And a hard drive, I guess. But I might try to sneak an SSD in there if I can. I just don't know if it'll be worth it. Because most of our benchmarks are CPU or GPU.
$60 for an SSD, that could be all right, maybe.
I think you might be able to get a new SSD for around that price.
It probably wouldn't be that, it's probably not that much cheaper, but we could also maybe try to get that guy down a little bit.
So this guy wants $60 for a 120 gig SSD. That is so not happening. $60 firm price. You can buy brand new 240 gigs for $98, so I'll see if I can get him to be a little bit more realistic.
You should know, Luke almost lost his money.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were interested in selling parts of it at all? Yeah, it's a pretty good point. I was only interested in the motherboard, processor, RAM, and potentially power supply. I call him up and I'm like, are you interested in selling just the parts? And he's like, oh yeah, totally. That was my first idea when I was gonna put it on Craigslist, was I was just gonna part it out. And he ends the phone call like, well, I'm okay with selling the parts if you buy all of them. So far I've got a graphics card that I'm picking up at 3 something. That was a R9 280 for 120 bucks. I don't know if that's like necessarily the best deal I could get, but I wanted to move on to system because I did notice that a lot of my target processors, they're kind of scarce right now. I can't find very many of them. So I had a whole bunch of graphics card options and was like, okay, I just want to get that out of the way. I should have maybe done that later, but whatever. I'm really trying to find my platform right now and having a little bit of trouble with it.
Dude, I think this might be it. $150 for two 7950s? That's gonna kill it. All right, this is we totally need to go this way. So now let's try to find some other parts and let's start calling. That's totally the way to go, dude. That's it. Those are our cards right there.
So for a lot of the components, I'm just going to be kind of browsing what's out there and buying whatever. But for the graphics card, I think I have to shop a little bit smarter. So I'm going to be using Anantech's bench repository in order to compare graphics cards across the generations. And then from looking at it briefly, I'm feeling pretty good about the approach of going with a Tahiti-based card. So either a 280 or 280X or a 7950 or 7970. I think that's where we're gonna get the best bang for our buck. So I'm gonna lowball this 280X and kind of go from there.
Okay, so this is how I write a Craigslist email. How's it going? Saw you listing for the pair of 7950s. I plan on building a gaming PC and was wondering if you've made sure they can game. I don't plan on mining, but want to make sure both cards are fully working. Thanks, because I've got to be polite. I'm in Canada. So, fire that off, and hopefully we hear back.
Okay, I'm just being like a little bitch. Hi, I'm contacting you about the 280X for sale. Are you firm on the price? I don't think I can spend that much. Whenever someone contacts you like that, whenever they open with that, they're a loser. Well, not like a loser, but like getting a better price makes you a winner, yo. But being a little bitch. Hey, here's a good deal on an SSD. Let's see if this guy has a phone number. 40 bucks, call. All right, I'm gonna offer 30 for a 120 gig. If I can get it, I'm feeling really good about my storage drive. Who uses a home phone number? I can't even text that. So I'm gonna just, oh man, I'm gonna play every game in the book. SSD on Craigslist. I can come get it today if you can do $30. Do you have anything else for sale? I'm trying to build a budget gaming PC for a friend of mine who's moving away. Who could say no to someone trying to buy a present? Maybe next time it'll be like my sick sister or something. She broke her arm and she can't go out much, so we're getting her a gaming computer. Look, you might be judging me here, but I have a competition to win, so yeah. I did say no holds barred. This is the guy with the lots of older computer stuff. He says, come take a look. Should we just go check it out? Okay, I've come across an interesting discovery. There's a 7950 GX2. That's a dual GPU card. The guy's asking 25 bucks. If I can get that for like $10 or something, I could be in really good shape. No, that's a DirectX 9 part. Okay. I knew when we were choosing the benchmarks that we should have gone with something older than Far Cry 4. But it looks like you have to run it on DX10 or DX11 hardware.
So right now I've switched from buying that R9 280 to an R9 290. I haven't told the 280 guy yet because the 290 guy seems a little bit flaky, so I think I'm gonna wait until I get an actual confirm from him.
So the next problem we have is just having to power these two 7950s. So I started looking around. There are not a lot of power supplies. We might be able to find something used, but just out of curiosity, I looked on NCIX. It's gonna be like $97 to get like a Corsair CX750. We might end up having to buy some new stuff because the options on Craigslist are not as solid as I was hoping. And plus, a lot of these people think that stuff is worth way more than it actually is. So we're super stressed on time right now, so much so that we're having delicious sushi because, you know, we got this. Okay, so I found something decent here. So this guy has an older computer, but he's willing to part it out. So you get a Cooler Master case with a DVD writer for 20 bucks, and there's a power supply, a 500 watt power supply for 30 bucks. That could work, but I don't think the 7950s is not gonna be enough to power them.
What if we get two really cheap power supplies?
Oh, and like tape one to the top or something?
Yeah.
Dude, that would be so cool. So like we basically just like have like one 500 watt power supply in the system and like we like tape another one to the top just to power the other graphics card. I almost want to do that purely because of how ridiculous it would be. It might not even save us any money, but that would be awesome. Now we're gonna go try to hit up some local computer stores, maybe try to find like some used cases. We still need like a motherboard and memory. Okay, so I did not realize this is gonna be an Apple specialist. I mean, we're here, we might as well try. Yo, you have the MacBook, right? Okay, So slight change of plans. We just left the MacBook at the restaurant. No big deal, but that was my bad. So let's try to get back to there before this MacBook gets stolen. I can't believe I just walked off. That's, neither of us saw that, right?
Next time on Scrapyard Wars, Luke's mom finally gets her revenge on Linus. Austin's surprise visit from a friendly grizzly bear turns hairy. Linus reveals the deep, dark secret behind his obsession with sandals.
Dude, we're stupid. Mostly me, but still. We totally just left a brand new MacBook sitting at the table.
Oh God, this is terrible.
Oh man. All right, let's see what this thing got. Oh man, I can't believe we just did that. We just totally just left a brand new laptop just sitting on the table.
Oh my God, that would be so bad
If it's gone, oh no. Don't talk like that, man. I cannot believe we just did that. All right, please be there. Thank you so much. We deserve that. That was dumb. We even left the leftovers. I like how she even got us the leftovers.
This guy's trying to sell a dead GTX 480. I was like, GTX 480, 30 bucks. I am gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna lowball him. I'm gonna offer like 15 bucks, because this has been listed for quite some time. I'm going to tell the guy that I need it for a school project to fix it, and that I can't afford to pay for it. I'm gonna try and get it for free. All right, I heard back from the 280X guy from before. 160, he says, is the lowest he can do on that. So that might put that out of our price range if we can get something like a GTX 280 or 285 for 30 to 40 bucks. I don't think that's gonna perform 4 times better. Oh shoot, the SSD for 39 bucks. Someone's apparently coming tonight at 6:30 for it. Okay, maybe I should find out if I should offer a bit more than asking. I'll find out what other SSDs are going for, because the fact that someone's coming to pick it up means it's definitely worth the 40 bucks. Okay, there are like no SSDs on Craigslist. Okay, so we're running into a bit of a dead end on our SSD search. The one that I wanted on Craigslist that I contacted, oh, he's gotten back to me. Whoa, he wants me there by 3 p.m. We're done. Okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm giving him a call.
The other guy was going to come at 12, and then he said he couldn't come till 6:30, and if I still had it, that'd be great, kind of thing. And so I had replied to 1 minute before getting yours, so I thought, okay, I think he's fine with if someone comes before he gets it.
So we are on our way to go get the SSD that I sniped. Some guy was supposed to show up at 12 and then rescheduled to 6:30. I sent in a lowball offer, but I'm getting it for asking if I come before that guy. So I'm on my way there, but I'm a little bit worried too, because this gives me only 2 days left and I haven't even compiled my graphics card price to performance database yet. We gotta drive 45 minutes. Then as soon as we are done there, we gotta meet up with someone else where I don't even know what they have. And that gives me 2 days to compile my graphics card price to performance database, figure out what card I'm buying, hope that Austin and Luke haven't bought it yet, and then go get it. Not to mention the rest of the components.
One thing I'm a little worried about is, so I'm asking some of these guys like, hey, are you available tomorrow to be picked up? Because it's 3 o'clock right now. It's a little kind of actually sketchy because a lot of people are getting off work around 5 o'clock or so. So I wonder what we actually are going to do about that restriction, because it would be really, really bad if like a lot of this stuff was available, but it's like, oh, can we meet at like 6 o'clock or something? So in that case, cheating? Question mark, question mark, question mark. We're just hanging out. I haven't had a lot of time to hang out with my buddy Ed, so we wanted to hang out, catch up. Think about just like how much Linus is cheating, because he's cheating.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's cheating a ton. So
He did it on both the last ones.
right, yeah. So it seems like a safe bet. I wonder, should we cheat too? Does that make sense? We should all cheat, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's cheat, right? You're cheating, of course, right?
I'm actually not.
Well, I'm not either, but I just assume, like in theory, that you should probably be cheating. If Linus is doing it, we should be doing it too.
Yeah.
Just saying that. So
Yeah.
have fun.
Thank you. Okay, so I just messaged the guy for the 290. I told him I can be there for 10:30, so hopefully that works out. I really, really hope the guy with the setup that I want to buy, the motherboard, CPU cooler, and CPU, messages me back, because that would work out just great.
So now that Luke's back, we need to be way more stealthy. I don't know. Was he here for a while? Did he hear us talking about anything? He's too nice to do that. He wasn't listening. Okay, I don't think I said anything. I think we're good. Luke's nice. He wouldn't cheat. So, $79.70 for $100. And I think the best part is this. So we have a Z77 Sabertooth board for $30. The reason it's $30 is because 2 of the RAM slots don't work. But we don't care about that. What we care about is not only is it also in this place that's right by the 7970, but $30. Let's find a more private place. Can we go upstairs or something?
You're looking? I don't actually have anything here, but you guys left your stuff on the freaking table, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is that your guys' stuff? No. What are you doing? Why do you abandon your stuff? Wow.
They think the box is on a set with ours.
Ha 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 ha.
What were they?
That was a system Linus and I built on Saturday. So those are actually our new parts and they're sitting there. Do we need to like make sure they think that? Here, hang on, just come with me. Let me just subtly try to like sneak that computer away.
So stealthy. Wow. Hey, I just wanted to call and warn you. I saw some like sketchy looking dudes running through the warehouse with some computer parts. They're running around with what looked like new computer parts, so I'm sure it's not yours because you're probably
No.
smart enough to buy old computer parts.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But actually, we haven't bought anything yet. We're just strategizing today. We wouldn't. No, we were just
'cause
cleaning up.
You told me earlier that you had bought everything.
Well, we bought everything in our minds, but we were not going to really get
Oh.
around to actually picking it up till tomorrow. So don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So
Sorry about
basically, yeah,
that
we're just cleaning
misunderstanding.
up the office.
I'm just making sure you guys are okay.
Oh, of course, dude. We're golden. We're just cleaning up the office, making sure that everything's nice and neat and tidy.
That's fair. That's fair. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Okay, now that we can talk freely, we need to work out a few more things. None of these people have gotten back to me, which is still a little stressful, but so if we get this Core i3, we would need a heatsink for it, we would need the memory, and we would need some kind of drive, whether it's a hard drive or SSD. We might be able to swing an SSD. I mean, max we're gonna pay is $60 for a brand new SSD. So I feel like we could probably get something cheaper, but if not, it's not the end of the world. So we're looking at probably like a $300 build right now. That's actually not that bad.
Officially sent my offer to the guy that wants to sell me the motherboard, CPU, and cooler for $80, so we'll see what he says about that. He told me earlier that he won't be able to check to see if he has RAM until 7 o'clock tonight, so I'm not going to make any final purchasing decisions on memory until he gets back to me then. But I'm looking for some leads for memory right now. I also told them if you have some cheap low-end hard drive laying around to let me know. So right now I'm messaging a different dude who ended up being Kevin's Used Computers or something like that. It's a used computer store around here for a power supply. I'm hoping I can get one fairly cheap off of him. And yeah, just trying to do some legwork on some other stuff, but we're doing pretty good. Pretty good. I think Brandon and I are gonna stop and get lunch pretty soon here.
All right, so we got a 120 gig SSD for $38 Canadian, my friends. That could win us this competition if it helps us win PC Mark. And the guy with the broken 480 wants it for $25. $25 for what? It's broken. It's legit broken. So I offered him 10. All right, so we're rolling around to the literal back alley here. Holy crap. What the hell is this?
It's a crack pipe, right?
I don't know.
Man.
Oh, okay, and this one? Okay, You don't want people fishing through this bin if they don't know what they're doing. That's an exposed power supply. If you accidentally bridge a contact on that, there's capacitors, someone could actually die. Okay, that was some legit, like, scrapyard digging. I found a literal pile of Sempron CPUs, okay? I've got 4 gigs of DDR2. I've got a Core 2 Quad Q6600. Yes, my friends, I have a Q6600, and potentially I have an ASUS Commando board. If any of it works. I spent $60 of my budget on stuff where I am legit really not sure if any of it works. But I also got an Antec Smart Power 450 watt power supply with a PCI Express power connector. All right, so far my brilliant strategy of lowballing everyone is not going too well. Not getting a ton of replies, and this one guy is extremely combative here. Something about, why would you offer less than half? You looking to get told off? So I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna come back with asking price was out to lunch, not my fault, people don't know what their stuff is worth. Here's a card that performs better with multiple ones listed for 50-ish. Good luck with your sale, brah.
Some might say that this is cheating. I would respond with that I don't think that they understand Scrapyard Wars. Because I got something from the scrap, and I'm turning it into a thing. And if that isn't the meaning of Scrapyard Wars, then I don't know what is.
No way, we just heard back from the guy with the $25 6850. That is by far our best one yet, with other people telling me off about asking my mom for money. We've done awesome. We have oh, my iced tea is running down the roof.
Oh no.
Maybe I can get it, hold on.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull over. Hazards. Hold on, maybe it's still up there.
I don't think it is.
Maybe it's still up there. Ah, damn it.
You lost your iced tea?
Yeah, it's all over the roof of the car.
Okay, so an email from the Z77 people just came in. I have more than 10 people emailing me about it, but I don't have time to meet in Sky's train station and stuff. Only time available this week is tomorrow 11 to 5, and I have someone who said he is coming. So if you're really interested, come around 11 and email me before you come. I think we need to go AMD, because I think what's helping us a lot with the AMD cards is the fact that tons of people are using them for like Bitcoin and Litecoin mining, which means that there's tons of these cards around and they're pretty cheap because they've been abused. So that's helping us a lot. So that's why there's so many 7950 and 7970s out here, but none of these people are getting back to me. If we do the i3 and the 7970, we're talking 280. If we bump that up to a Core i5 and a 6990, we're looking at 420. Actually 419, so. But the problem is the power supply. We absolutely need some kind of other power supply for this. So we're talking about a lot more money. But a Core i5 and 6990, that's pretty solid. And we're still talking about definitely well under $500. Okay, so I just texted the guy about the 6990. So if we do the 6990 and the Core i5, the little power supply that we have is not gonna work. So what we might have to do is go back to the idea of putting an extra power supply on the top of the rig and just wiring it straight for the graphics card. In fact, it would be powering like half the graphics card. Probably not the smartest idea. It should work in theory. Okay, so to recap, we have a Core i5 2400 at Kevin's used computer. We also can get a 250 gig hard drive there. Most likely we can get some kind of cheap power supply as a secondary for our graphics card. We have a case. We have our second power supply. We have a motherboard. We have the memory, which we can just pick up at NCIX. It's like 30 bucks, no big deal. And we have the graphics card, which we will pick up in Richmond at some point. I will text the guy here in a minute, 6990. That sounds like a computer to me. Are we forgetting anything?
Was that salvageable? Did I just salvage that? We got the motherboard to mount. It works, the spacing is okay. The power supply will mount here or up here. So it's the actual power supply that I get is probably gonna be a little bit longer. So let's say it goes to here, cables come out of here. Cut it this way, cut it this way. But I wanna build a wall that it can sit against. I'm gonna cut it with a circular saw.
Okay, so this isn't me helping, this is me making sure he doesn't cut his own hand off.
looks like you're hard at work over here.
I'm done. You happy, Austin?
I'm happy that you're 5 minutes late. I'm very happy. I think I'm gonna get some extra time. So you got some wood going on. It's a smart move for a computer build.
I usually have wood. I just thought I'd incorporate it
In a build. I mean, it's natural. Like you make sure, of course.
One thing, I wanted to use power tools in a good, safe environment. Second thing, it's only 5 minutes, and it's supposed to be transit time, and I'm already here, so I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
Not going over time.
Also, to be fair, you were in my space when I could have been working.
No, I don't think so.
I also think you're not supposed to be in my space.
I'm pretty
And
sure
I believe I asked you to leave, and you did not.
You can't say that the outside is your space. You can't say that the entire outside is your space.
You worked in 2 different areas of the office? I needed tools from over there and couldn't go over there because your parts were over there? So I waited until later? Oh.
Well, okay.
Oh.
I gotta say thank you for not looking at all the parts that I bought.
Wait, I thought you didn't buy any parts.
I didn't buy any parts. Zero parts. Nothing bought whatsoever. I'm just having fun, and this is all for a good sport. Don't worry about it.
Does Luke have enough wood? Does the crack pipe Linus found still work? Find out next time on Scrapyard Wars.
All right, so it is the beginning of day 2, and the very first thing we need to do is check email. Someone who emailed ahead of you has confirmed he is coming to buy it first thing in the morning, so don't come out before phoning me around 11 and make sure it's still available. This is Luke. I know it. It is absolutely Luke. Oh man, we're not gonna have enough time. Dude, this guy. What? The guy with the 7950s replied back. So wait, we can get the 7950s. Oh no, we don't have time for this right now. We have to go right now. Oh. This is for the case. The guy's local, so it should not be that far. Oh, 25 minutes away.
Day 2 of Scrapyard Wars. So, we are going to get that graphics card that I talked about yesterday, the R9 290 gigabyte WindForce. And then I have bad news. The motherboard, CPU, and cooler platform guy responded saying that he had a lot of 2 GB 6 of RAM, which is good news.
Turn left.
And then also told me that he forgot to bring it to work with him today and that he might not be able to tomorrow. So I was distracted trying to have Brandon email motherboard guy, so I went the wrong way on the highway. So I'm going to pick up the graphics card. We're at BCIT. He's waiting. I'm late. I'm going to go.
I actually heard back from a fair number of my lowball graphics card offers. So it's a good thing I did this before running out and picking up that $20 video card that I arranged yesterday, because if I can find something better, I'm gonna just bail on that guy. So first up, we've got a GTX 460 for 30 bucks. The guy came down from, up from my offer of 20. GTX 550 Ti. Nah, sorry, this card is too good for $35, lol. 7870, $40 firm for a broken card. What an idiot. Freaking tool. This guy didn't reply to any of my questions. Are you really the Linus Sebastian from NCIX? Okay, so no useful leads whatsoever. Let's get down to business. So I decided I'm gonna go for the one-shot, home run swing right off the bat here. I'm gonna load literally all of this hardware up and I'm gonna see if it boots. And if it does, then I am in really good shape for the rest of the day. And if it doesn't, and we got nothing. I knew this motherboard wasn't gonna work. Why did I even let myself think it might? Balls. Another shot here with a proper power supply and see if maybe that's the issue. The display on the back, it actually has a post readout back here, but I can barely, no way! We got an Asus ROG board, 4 gigs of working DDR2, a Q6600, and a broken power supply, which I'm totally okay with, for 60 bucks. So I know what we're doing today. We need to obtain a new power supply. Okay, I'm okay with that. We need to obtain a case. And what's great about that is it's really easy to find a case power supply combos. So we need to go out and get a case power supply combo We still need to potentially find a graphics card, but I'm gonna find out about that in a minute here. Maybe we should spend some of our time obtaining a better cooler, because the Q6600 can run pretty hot when you overclock it. So having a really beefy cooler on there could be the ace up our sleeve.
We gotta go. We might just lose the motherboard right now. Do we bail on this guy and try to get a different case? Okay, so it is 10:09 and everything is already going completely wrong. I'm pretty sure Luke is getting our motherboard right now. And I just realized the guy who has the case, who's supposedly local, is actually 25 minutes away. And this guy's expecting us to like show up in like 5 minutes. We might be a little screwed here. The good thing that might save us is that we have leads on both a 6990 and a pair of 7950s, both of which should be doable. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this guy's house, pick up the case and the power supply, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and grab, see what kind of stuff we can get at the computer shop, because that's, we don't have any other appointments. I don't think. We might. But yeah, we'll go to the computer shop and see what we can find. If the guy has a good motherboard, then we should be able to either pull off the 7950 or the 6990s, but it's gonna be tricky.
So I have bad news and great news. The bad news is motherboard system guy still hasn't messaged me back. Good news is I got the graphics card for $180. I saved 20 bucks. How did I do that? Well, I checked out the card before he gave it to me. It's a 290, everything's fine, but there's one little oddity. When I went to go take it out of the bag, I noticed this. There's no screws right there. There's one screw holding the plate on here, but it's missing a screw here, and it's missing 2 screws here and 2 screws here. So I was like, that's kind of weird, and started complaining, and he gave me 20 bucks off. So I got a 290 aftermarket cooled card for $180, which is pretty sick. I just need to make sure that I have a computer to put it in. It is time to call Free Geek and see how much they can save my ass. Hopefully entirely.
One thing we do have going for us is that Luke, Linus, and I, we all had a chat this morning, and basically the idea is that we're all gonna try to have all of our parts by the end of the day, but if we don't have everything today, we're gonna have until noon tomorrow. So basically we'll have 2 hours tomorrow to go and get any last minute parts we need. So we should be able to get everything today, and then we'll do the build off tomorrow, so we don't really have to worry about putting together the systems, although I know Luke has already got started on his. It sounded like that anyway. Okay, so we're here, we're about to pick up the case. Hopefully we don't get murdered. This is the first time we've actually used Craigslist for this little trip, so let's get some money and hopefully have a case. Hey, hi, how's it going? Austin. Oh, thank you, appreciate it.
I don't accept returns, so that's why I make sure everything well before you take it.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. It has officially begun. We have our case, and I've got to say it's actually way more beefy than I thought it was. So, let's see here. Oh, it's got a lock on it. There we go. That's actually pretty solid. And he showed me the power supply does work. We have a 120 fan in the back. Actually, is that one in the front? No. Still though, oh, we even have a SATA cable. Front panel, all right. I think we're in business. It's a little beat up, but it'll totally do. For 25 bucks, it's a good start. So the guy with the saber tooth motherboard replied, he'll let me know if it's sold or not. He got multiple replies, and I have the first who first responded the first chance. He should be here shortly, and if he doesn't show up, it will be yours. It's not about getting more money, but more of a promise to keep. It will be yours for the same price if other guys doesn't show up. So 7950 guy just replied, basically, we're kind of out of luck on this too. He doesn't get home till 7 o'clock. He could do it tomorrow, but that would eat up the little bit of time we would have, and we'd have to drive like an hour out of the way. So there is a 6990, it's $180, so we're gonna meet him at 2 o'clock.
So I just got the $200 R9 290 for 180 bucks because it was missing a couple screws on the IO plate, which, while they're nice to have, the card will run without it. And I'm hoping that there might be some spare ones for that in the spare screw bin at work. The motherboard and system guy still has not messaged me back. He's at work, I can't be mad, but this guy is getting a little frustrating to deal with. I gave him my phone number, he keeps on saying he's gonna text me, and he has not. And that would be a lot easier to communicate with him over text messages. He said he was going to check for RAM last night. He did. I also told him to bring the stuff to work so that I could pick it up from him at work, and he did not because he apparently forgot or didn't read that email or something. I kind of think he just forgot. So I've got a graphics card and I've got a line on a power supply which I'm going to pick up later today. Other than that, it's unknown. And the Free Geek stock is really starting to freak me out. So my new plan is I'm going to go to Free Geek, figure out what they have. If they have everything I need, which is very unlikely, but if they do, I'll just pick it all up. If they don't, I will just kind of post up probably near Free Geek in the car, do as much research as I can online, try to plan all the appointments I can for the stuff that I can, and then fill out the holes that I can't find with stuff at Free Geek. Hopefully that will work. I had a lot of backup plans last night, and most of them are gone now, but there's still a few that seem to be on the fence of guys that have 6600s and other various quad cores, so I don't know. Might not be screwed. Just really depends on what's at Free Geek. Yeah, interested in Q6600, interested in a board that it can go in, and a fairly low capacity hard drive. So our options right now, this is actually way better than I expected. This place is super cool. Is $30 for an Intel DG43 GT. Did she say 35 and not 55? So I've got an Asus P5Q motherboard, a Q6600, a 120, 160, I don't remember, gigabyte hard drive spinning at 7200 RPM, and it was a little vague, but I think 8 gigs of RAM, all for $100. I'm a little bit worried that this thing isn't going to work at all. As you guys saw there was like Tim in the CPU socket, and she rubbed the pins on the board and did the. But anyways, I think this will be good.
Okay, so I'm throwing my Windows 7 test build on here to find out what exactly this graphics card is. I cannot believe we got... Can't believe that board works. All right. I do have to say one cool thing about the MacBook Air is that I forgot to charge it. Used it a bunch yesterday. It's at like 65% battery. It's cray-cray. Oh, wow, it's a sound driver. ASIO.sys was what caused the problem. Interesting. Does this even... Oh. Oh, wow. We might have to go back to our buddy there and get a sound card. This motherboard doesn't have onboard sound. So today's going well so far. I have determined that my motherboard, by some freaking miracle, works. The RAM is all correctly detected. The CPU is correctly detected. It even has drivers for up to Windows 8.1. So we're gonna be able to run all of our benchmarks. I have arranged to go out and pick up the graphics card that we figured out yesterday. And I've reached out to back alley crack pipe computer owner guy about going and getting a sound card, because that is the thing that probably had that motherboard in the scrap heap. I don't have a sound card for it. So if we hear back from him, maybe we can get a case while we're there, which leaves us with the optional step of obtaining a power supply, because I could use the one from the computer inside, and that is about it. We're in really good shape. It is time to boogie, so I'm just gonna cover up my progress so far and head out.
All right, so we are here at the computer store, and hopefully we can get a lot of what we need, because we need roughly everything right now. So let's give it a try. Hey, so basically we were able to get a lot of what we needed. So we were able to get a Core i7 2600, not overclockable, as well as the motherboard. So it will support crossfires, so we're good with the 6990. But the most important thing is we've got a seriously powerful CPU, we've got a seriously powerful graphics card. We have a 160 gig hard drive because $15, and we just need it to run benchmarks. It's not really gonna make a difference. And we have our second power supply. So this is actually a pretty beefy supply. It actually has an 8-pin and a 6-pin. So basically right now, I think we're in pretty good shape. I think once we like glue this or tape this up to the top of the case, we're gonna be set. So let's go do it.
Okay, so they had a problem mounting the stock heatsink, but the price is good, so I really want to make sure it works. So they let me back into their testing area, which is awesome. They're letting us film, which is awesome. Free Geek is awesome. I need to mount this thing though. Yeah, I think the heatsink has a problem. That really sucks, because something that I do know doesn't work is this top slot, but they say that this one works. I want to make sure it works before I leave. The arm is broken off. That's why it won't sit. Yeah.
That explains a lot.
I hate these freaking stock heat sinks, man. That's one side in. So the whole right side went in no problem at all. The whole right side's in. The left side, on the other hand, is just not working out for me very well.
I'm having second thoughts about my video card matrix strategy. What I realized is I'm calculating FPS per dollar as a function of only the cost of the graphics card. I have not factored in the rest of the computer. So if a graphics card costs $10 more, that doesn't mean that if I'm spending $20, I'm spending 50% more. I better get 50% more FPS. That means that compared to the rest of the cost of the system, I might be spending 10% more. I only have to get 10% more FPS. So basically, the more expensive graphics cards might be totally worthwhile, even if they don't score as many FPS per dollar compared to a low-end one.
Next time on Scrapyard Wars, Dennis nearly gets deported.
但我喜欢加拿大。
So basically, the more expensive graphics cards might be totally worthwhile, even if they don't score as many FPS per dollar compared to a low-end one. You know what the stupidest thing about me screwing up that formula is that's exactly the formula that I used to use when I worked retail computer sales to help people understand how, buying something that costs twice as much might effectively give them a way better value than if they bought something for half as much. Like, if you're buying a $1,000 computer, spending an extra $100 on a graphics card that performs 30% better is still 30% more performance for 10% more budget in the grand scheme of things, but I forgot. And the really frustrating thing right now is that even if we hadn't already been late to meet this guy twice, so I feel like I really have to go meet him. Even if that weren't the case, I still have to go right now. I have no time to go and plug some more cards into an updated formula and find out how they compare before I have to go meet him now. So I basically could end up stuck with a $20 paperweight by the end of this. I didn't bring my cash. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. This is gonna really help me a lot. I have money.
Sweet.
I also have a sweater.
Awesome.
I couldn't find a t-shirt, so it's a hoodie.
That's all right. That's even better. Cool beats. Vote for turnip. Vote for turnip. That's sweet, buddy.
Awesome. We just heard back. Not that I'm touching that. We just heard back from the back alley guy. I think we've got a lead on a sound card. I'm gonna offer him like $5.
So we need to be in Richmond in an hour, and it's gonna take us about 40 minutes to drive out there, so we should be good on time. And that's pretty much it. Last thing we're gonna have to do is go over and pick up some memory, which I think NCIX is actually gonna be the cheapest way. There's not a whole lot of cheap used memory, so yeah, I feel like we're doing really good. We just need the graphics card, and as long as that works and everything should be fine there, then we're gonna be good. So let's go.
Hey! So that's the top slot, so everything's good. So, just got out of Free Geek Vancouver. I was pretty worried about that store, and that ended up being amazing. All I need left is a power supply, and I've spent $280. I should have asked about a power supply. 700 watts. Ooh. Some sketchy brands too. I forgot I needed a power supply.
Oh yeah.
How much for this guy?
This one.
Is it from one cable? Can I just put them together? Is
Oh,
it from one cable? Yeah, I can just put them together. And then it has I need 6 plus 2 and I need 6, which it has. Awesome. Okay, so give me 1 second. How much did you say, 30 bucks? There you go.
Thank you.
So, done, I guess. Free Geek just cleaned me out for, what was it? $130. I got a 550 watt power supply, a Q6600, a 160 gigabyte hard drive, a 775 motherboard, and 8 gigs of RAM. So that means my final total comes to 180 plus 30, so 210 plus $100, $310. So I'm $10 over the original Scrapyard Wars budget and have a way better computer. Yes!
Okay, I keep telling myself I'm just gonna stop looking. I'm gonna go back and test the cards, but I keep looking anyway. I mean, I just saw a 7990 listed, or a 7970 listed for $100. Even factoring in my $20 loss on that card, that's an FPS per dollar of almost 0.4. That would be the winner if I could get it. I mean, here's something totally stupid. Here's a 6990 in Richmond. Surely this guy doesn't think he's actually gonna get $180 for that, so why don't we send a text?
Okay, so after the 18-hour drive to, where are we at right now? Richmond. After the 18-hour drive to Richmond, give or take 17 hours, we're here, but we're actually here 20 minutes early. So the dude lives in one of these apartment buildings over here. So I guess we just wait for him? Oh, dude, there's a Toys R Us over there. 20 minutes in Toys R Us?
Hi, I'm calling about the 6990 you have listed on Craigslist. Do you still have that?
Yeah, I do, but there's a guy is picking up this afternoon. If he doesn't show up, I will give you a call. How's that?
Do you know the name of the guy picking it up?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think...
But he's not likely to pick it up though, because he's using a California numbers, so I don't know if it's a fraud or what.
Oh, okay. Cause I can come like right now.
Because I have made a promise to him, so I will wait till 2. If he doesn't show up, then it's yours.
Okay. How much did he offer?
It's 180.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'd have to figure. Okay. Okay. Can you call me at 2 if he doesn't come get it by 2?
Sure. Yeah. I will wait like half an hour or something like that. Where do you live?
Well, I live out in Langley, so the sooner you can let me know, the sooner I can start driving, because I really need it today.
Okay. Yeah, I will give you a call.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye. California, California.
Okay.
Austin's number. Gonna pick up a 6990 in the city of Richmond. He is rocking a 6990. Okay, interesting.
So we're at the guy's place. He's gonna let us test the card. But the problem is, do we film it? Because I feel super sketchy at going to some random guy's house as he's testing a graphics card for me and saying, by the way, can we film? I don't know, what do you think?
Well, I think our intention is to make a video.
Video is very important,
we should push. Like, we're asking, right? Is it
but
an invasion of privacy if we ask?
Hold on, but if we say we want to record, what happens if he goes, oh, well, I want twice as much money for the card or something?
We say, well,
we don't have a
don't
choice,
have to
dude.
record the video.
No, but like if he knows like this is not just some random couple guys who want to build a computer, like what if he decides like he wants to raise the price or something? I just really don't like recording like people's houses or like I don't like recording in places where people don't like let me, which I guess is not.
Well, that's why you're asking. We don't have to tell them that we're shooting a YouTube video either. We can just be like, hey, like, can we just document this?
Oh, I forgot the money. Wait, can we catch this? That might be a little helpful in buying a graphics card.
So now we know Austin's after that card. Part of me wants to snipe it just to totally f him. But the other part of me is actually not even sure if that's that great of a card. So we can plug this into the formula. So $69.90 at $180 would be approximately a $69.70 times 2-ish. So that's 57. So let's say times 1.8. Those games should scale like pretty well. So about 102. So if he's paying $180 for that, ooh, that's a better performance index than I'm getting. 0.36. Damn it, Austin. Well, if I can snipe it, I'm gonna.
All right, so looks like everything works. So we're here testing out the 6990. Everything looks like it's running great on Diablo 3. So we're pretty much good there. Now pretty much all that's left for today is we need to go pick up some memory and we'll be good to go. So we might just have this build ready. Boom! So we successfully have an XFX Radeon 6990. This is a huge card, look compared to me. So yeah, I think we're looking good right now. So at this point, we pretty much just need to go to NCIX and pick up 4 gigs of RAM, which shouldn't be a big problem. That's the only kind of slight question right now is how much RAM do we actually want to get? So 4 gigs is going to be a lot cheaper, but we might have some stuttering issues. I think Far Cry 4 is the thing that we're kind of a little worried about right now. So it's going to be like, do we want to go for it or not? I kind of want to play it a little risky, so I think we might go with 4 gigs of RAM, especially if they end up making me pay for tax, which I don't want to have to do. So, but most important thing, we have an awesome graphics card, so we're set, mostly. I've got to say, now that we've got this beefy graphics card, I'm feeling way better. At this point, we really only need the memory, and that should be like the easiest thing ever to get. So, putting in work right now, especially considering how cheap this was. I mean, this was like a $600 graphics card, or maybe $700 graphics card just a few years ago. We got this thing for less than $200. So, I don't know. I feel like if we win this, it's gonna be because of this card. And if we lose this, it's gonna be because of this card. But I think we're gonna win this because of this card.
So we've had a troubling morning. We got our graphics card that I thought was a great deal. Turns out that according to my corrected calculations, it was actually not a very good deal, and we got some very useful intel on what our competitors are doing. So Austin is going high performance and he's going dual GPU, which I really wish I had looked up the 6990. I looked up almost every other dual GPU solution yesterday by keyword. This one's been listed for a month and Austin offered asking price. He's getting a 6990 for $180, which by my calculation is going to cream me. So we're on our way back to the office. We're gonna test what we have, make sure it's running. I am going to do some shopping, try and find a better graphics card deal. And if I can find something that'll allow me to eat the $20 I wasted, then I will go out and get it before I meet the back alley guy again at 4 today.
Oh, dude, the NCIX is right there. It's right in that. Okay, so do you want to drive over there or do you just want to walk it? What? Let's go get our memory now, dude. I'm feeling pretty pumped. I really think that we're actually doing really good here. 8 gigs of RAM is way too, that's crazy for a Scrapyard War system.
Crazy.
It's pretty crazy. We got to save money, dude. This is price to performance. It's a serious business. We gotta go for 4 gig. Let's see if there's any other 4 gig, just in case. Okay, 20, 35. There you go. We just got the 4 gig stick of the Corsair memory, so won't be super fast, won't be a ton of memory, but it should be just enough to get through.
If the number is 162, it'll be out.
Okay, awesome, man. Appreciate it. We're good. Root beer. All right, we have officially all of our parts right now. So, to recap, we picked up the case and one of our power supplies for $25 this morning. We went to a computer shop. We got our CPU, our motherboard, we got the heat sink, we got another power supply, and we got a hard drive. We got the graphics card just now, and we just picked up the $30 kit of 4 gig of memory as Ed's on the spot flying it out right here. So we have all the parts and we bought them all today, and everything went pretty well actually. It is 2:38 right now. So not only do we have over 2 hours left, but we get to enjoy a delicious root beer.
Well, you do. You're too cheap to get me one.
Oh yeah, so accidentally, I just bought this out of the Scrapyard Wars budget, so all the parts we bought, plus like $2 for root beer. Oops. This tastes pretty sweet though, I think it was kind of worth it.
Okay, I'm a little nervous right now. There we go. What is that? Did this guy sell us a dead graphics card anyway? So the good news is that we found a lead on a graphics card that even if I have to throw away the $20 I spent on this, will put me back out ahead, or at least even with Austin for FPS per dollar. But I haven't heard from the guy in about half an hour, so I'm really hoping I hear back soon. The bad news is our power supply we hoped would work is dead, which means that our 400 watt backup power supply is only borderline capable of even supporting a 7970 if we get it. There's also more bad news. It looks like our 6850 might actually be dead, which could also be good news because that gives us $20 back in our pocket if we can get a refund. I'm liking Austin's chances, but never count Luke out. I mean, he might show up with some completely bizarro thing.
Next time on Scrapyard Wars.
Austin gets a tetanus shot.
Luke gets captured by Vikings.
And Linus runs over a dog.
Okay, so we're back from Free Geek. We got a whole bunch of our parts. We've got a 775 motherboard, 8 gigs of RAM, a Q6600, 160 gigabyte hard drive, and a 550 watt BFG Tech power supply. Everything here I've tested except for the power supply and the graphics card, so hopefully that all works out. Right now, what I'm trying to set up to do is hook all this stuff up in this corner. I'm going to try to get a monitor and keyboard and mouse over here too. And then I'm going to have my other desk where I'm doing my woodworking stuff right here, so that while this is running like Windows updates and junk, I can hopefully work on that. So that once this is kind of done doing Windows updates and junk, I can mount it onto the wooden board, and then hoping tomorrow that I can more focus on overclocking and stuff all day, because I really want to get that down. I think I can overclock this card a bit. I think I can overclock that CPU a bit, so I want to take advantage of that extra performance. So the one shitty thing about not having the screws here is worth the 20 bucks for sure, but is that I can't screw in my DVI cable. So it just goes to there, because normally there's a screw in there that I would screw into. So that's fine. If I really wanted to, I could use DisplayPort or HDMI, but I'm just going to use DVI for now because it's the cable that I have. But I'm going to try to find screws to put in here just because it would be good form, not because it's actually really needed. I guess here goes nothing.
I was trying to document the issue with this graphics card, but since we changed to my test bench power supply, it's actually fine now, which is pretty bad news, because what that means is that our ghetto power supply works fine with a card that it's not plugged directly into, but then doesn't work with a card that requires auxiliary power, which means our 7970 might not run off this power supply, even if it is rated at enough wattage. It might just be too crappy. I'm muted. Damn it, Taryn, how long have I been muted? Have I been muted since I went to the bathroom a billion years ago? Now, because I've actually got some time to spend with my CPU, the rules for overclocking are that you can have an overclock, but as soon as you run into stability issues during the testing phase, you have to turn off your overclock and run again. You don't get to try and dial it in a little bit lower. So it's working. I guess this is good news in that it's a working graphics card and that the power supply is powering it, but bad news in that I am not getting my 20 bucks back. if I want to know if it'll work with a 7970, if I want to know if I need another power supply, what I could do is grab a 7970 and test it. Nope, we do not have one. Okay, so that throws a bit of a monkey wrench into my plan. That's okay though, we'll just find another graphics card that draws a similar amount of power and go from there. We may end up using this card after all. Oh, wow. Inaccessible boot device. Oh, wow, what's going on here? This computer is not happy now that we've installed a power-hungry card. There are a lot of power supplies on Craigslist. Nothing that cheap. Corsair CX500 would do the trick. Yeah, this is not booting. This is really bad.
And there's Ubuntu. So the graphics card works, the power supply works, and everything else I already tested works. Nice. Okay. On this station here, I'm going to focus on formatting into Windows. I need to get Ubuntu off of here, get into Windows on this drive. And then over here, I'm going to keep working on my little woodworking project, trying to get this going, using these sample pieces, the sample power supply I have and sample motherboard that I have, to kind of work on the layout of how everything's going to actually be on here. One other thing that I need to do is actually use this screw bin and possibly use another few things around the office to try to rig up the back of that graphics card so it actually has screws on it, although that isn't a huge priority right now. That would be kind of nice to do.
So we have 2 terrible power supplies, but together, hopefully that equals 1 good power supply. This is the goods. And Core i7.
Oh, Core i7 what?
2600. 6990, 180.
Even for that old of a card, that's a good deal.
I mean, this thing's a monster. No. So I think it actually, here, let me see, will it fit in the case? Uh-oh, no. All right, so that's actually not gonna fit in the case. No fear though. This stuff, we just cut all this out, right?
Yeah.
Actually, this could probably even get, yeah, this will come out. You wanna take a guess on like how much we spent on all this stuff?
$350?
Ah, no, it's like $550.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you spent $30 on like one stick?
Yeah, dude, RAM was tough. RAM was really tough because
yeah, I mean, you got taken for a ride, but still.
The thing was, no one had any cheaper RAM.
Like you honestly have like pretty primo stuff. It's just this is the only concern. At least you know it'll work, right? It's like
yeah, it's brand new, exactly. So you have that. So that's the thing. We have everything. Yeah. So we have everything now. We basically just need to make sure it works. I'm a little worried because this is like a 500 watt card. Right. So this needs 2 8-pins. So we're gonna have to make sure that these power supplies. This power supply has.
Oh Lord, it's gray. Let's see.
It's not that bad. So it has a 6-pin here, and I think it's got an 8-pin somewhere.
Sparkle power. Sparkle power.
Oh, there's just a bunch of adapters here.
Okay. Do you have the extra 2?
It doesn't have the extra 2. Wait, what is going on here? Why are there so many adapters? All these Molecs have adapters on them. We should have looked at this before. Yeah. So basically, power supply right here. Tape it on. Cut this / try to remove it. I'm not sure if it can be unscrewed or not, but we can remove this somehow. I'm not really worried about that. And just hope that these 2 power supplies are enough for the Core i7 and the 6990.
Sorry.
Do you need an actual sander?
Do we have an actual sander?
Yeah, I have an actual sander.
Oh. Is it a company tool thing?
I've been using it here. Sure, yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay. I will grab that from the car. Why are you using this?
Yeah, I know, it's the wrong thing, but it's actually kind of working. Actually, pretty well. I just sanded off the mark that I made for where I wanted to cut.
I'm not saying there's cheating involved, but
that's some point deduction.
A little suspicious right there.
We know that Linus was still sending messages after 5.
Was he?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. How do you know?
I asked him and he told me.
He's cheating.
So he's absolutely cheating.
I'm calling about the CX500 power supply. I can come get it today if you can do 20.
Sure, why not? 20.
So I could, yeah, like if you just give me an address, I can get there tonight, no problem.
Well, if you leave now, you can come to my house. I still won't be at work yet, so is that okay? I live in Richmond, though.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, how are we gonna do this? We gotta go to Vancouver, we gotta go to Richmond, and we gotta go to Coquitlam. And we are gonna be all over the place for the next little bit here. Okay, so he won't set it up to show us it works, but we have another option. So we got a $20 power supply to go with our $100 graphics card. And we'll just bring a computer with us to test it. Let's go. Okay, I think we can hit all these places today. As long as our back alley contact is on time, I think we got this. It's 3 o'clock and it's 10 minutes to our next destination. You know what? New plan, because back alley guy wasn't able to meet until 4-ish. So we're gonna go straight back to Coquitlam and then to the back alley. And as long as we can get there before 5, if it takes us a little longer to drive back, we technically haven't broken the rules. You have to be done scrapyarding and head back at 5. We're good.
I think the rule is you have to be back at 5:30.
Well, it's all very gray anyway.
Hi. She's right there.
$20?
Yep. That's good.
Thank you. Oh, you got it from NCIX, I see. You tell from the NCIX sticker.
Yeah.
Okay, cables are inside and presumably it works.
Yeah.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Huge fan, actually.
Oh. Yeah, screw it. Okay, here you go.
Well, nothing that we know of at the moment.
I only have one of those though. That's okay, I can get an adapter.
Well,
It's just...
I mean, if it doesn't super work.
Just let me know, because like,
We didn't have time to test our 7970, but the guy said we can come back tomorrow morning if we need a refund. So at least we have the backup plan of using our 6850 and returning the 7970. So that's good. And our quote from Google Maps right now is that we will arrive in the back alley at 4:58. He said we can have the sound card for free, just if we just come pick it up. I am gonna have my system. Thank you, thank you. All right, we got our sound cards. So our back alley best friend hooked us up with an Audigy 2 and a Sound Blaster Live, both of which are PCI graphics cards, and at least one of which I'm hoping will both work and have drivers for Windows 7, which is what we've standardized on using. So as long as that's the case, I have everything I need for my winning computer.
Yeah, so I feel better about telling you guys stuff. Ed's been very helpful. He's not been an impartial cameraman, so we've been a team here. But
I didn't know I wasn't supposed to help.
I didn't either.
Very much not an impartial cameraman as well.
Also, yeah.
You give me a reason why I can escape the windowless dungeons of Linus Media Group. So like, on your side.
We may need to hurry up a little bit.
You've got what? You have 1 hour and an hour and 50 minutes.
Okay.
No, it's cut off his 5 p.m.
Oh, so you have to.
This is helpful. Smaller one.
Okay.
Oh, do we need something to short the pins on the...
Oh, paperclip.
Paperclip?
Yeah. Yeah.
Up here, maybe?
You have a paperclip?
No.
Oh.
What do you need it for?
How are you a salesman without a paperclip?
How are you a video editor without a paperclip? You think I deal in paper, bitch?
Oh, you get that. You think this will actually work? This sounds like we're about to die. This out of the way. Oh,
Are you
man.
installing it, or are we
I'm installing
building it outside the case first to test it?
Yeah, let's build outside the case. You're right.
We can't really build inside
Right.
the case
Okay, memory's good.
No, you cut out!
I can't get back at it. It's way too tight, especially with a big knife like this. Like, this is a bad idea. It's a really bad idea. It's so tight. I know, I'm scaring me with this right now. Oh no, I slightly damaged some of the sleeving. Uh-oh, that's not good. Yes, okay, we're good. Okay, slight problem. This motherboard needs an 8-pin connector and we only have a 4. Also bad news, this also has a 4-pin. Couldn't each power supply power half the CPU too? That seems like a horrible idea. Either we try to see if one 4-pin will work. No, we gotta do this. Let's try it with one 4-pin. Hopefully that will work. Can we have a quick time check? 4:50, so we have 10 minutes. Do we just try it? We need to still do the paperclip thing. How is this gonna work, dude? Okay, so this is a green. You do not agree that's green?
Yeah, that is green.
Okay, and the one right beside it is black. Oh man, I feel like you're not supposed to do this with a staple. I feel like you're not supposed to do this ever, but especially not with a staple. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh no! We don't have a way of turning this on.
What's screwdriver?
I've never done that before. What are you talking about? Yes! Yes! It works! Power supply, fan. Yes, we did it! Okay, we just need to make sure this is actually like posting, but all the fans are running, it looks like it's working.
Needs some sanding, but there's my graphics card holding plate, or my power supply holding plate. Maybe the power supply. My computer is still setting up over there. Windows 7 Professional is still applying my settings. It's been doing that forever. It's kind of getting annoying. Let's try this. Cool. So, just like I had kind of hoped, I don't actually even need this block. It'll just hopefully look cool. I hope it looks cool. I really hope it looks cool.
It looks like it works, but it's not posting and we're over time. Seems like a horrible idea, but whatever, let's do it. They don't want to go in together. What are you talking about? We just squish it, don't worry. Good enough. I know. No, this power supply should be spinning right now. I don't understand why it's not. This should be working. Oh, you're right. Oh, come on. Oh, dude, I don't know if these are supposed to work together. I don't think they are.
Because you're not supposed to put that in sideways.
No, we're going from Molex to 6-pin, and then we're going 6-pin to 8-pin like we did here, except this time to power the CPU. I actually have never even tried this. I don't think it'll work, but it could. Could it? Maybe? I have a feeling this shouldn't work. If it does work, it shouldn't work. Look at this. What have we done? No, it's not gonna work. It's different. Okay, so at this point, I think we have to call it a day. The fan spin. The 2 power supply thing actually works, which is more than I thought I could say, but it won't post. And I think the problem is powering the motherboard. So we have a 1 8-pin power connector for the CPU. We only have a 4-pin from each power supply. So neither of them are actually enough to get it to post. I'm assuming that's the problem because when we tried to plug in both 4 pins, which you're not really supposed to do, this power supply freaked out and stopped working. So I'm pretty sure if we could get these two somehow between the two to power the CPU, we would be good. So yeah, I think we gotta give up for the day and maybe tomorrow come up with like a game plan of like how we're gonna power this thing, but we're close, but this is the best case. This is the best case if it's just the 8-pin, we can't power it. Worst case is something here is broken, in which case we are way more screwed. Okay, I think it's time to call it a night. Until tomorrow, sweet prince. Oh man, I hope we can figure this out, I really do.
Next time on Scrapyard Wars, Urkel fights his doppelganger, Nicky V.
You really want to throw down? You want to rumble, punk?
Mitch, who are you talking to? You are the same person.
All right, Scrapyard Wars Day 3. Our internet is down! Basically, we're upgrading to 1 gig, and I don't know how many of you are Canadian or have heard of TELUS, but they're sort of legendarily terrible. And there was apparently some kind of data entry error while they were changing our internet. I guess they were probably typing with their faces as usual.
So that kind of probably hampers me a lot more than anyone else, which really sucks because now was supposed to be the time that I was finishing downloads and installs. So I guess what I'm going to do now is try to install everything onto the board, which is actually what I wanted to do later, but whatever.
This is ridiculous, but if it works, who cares? DisplayPort no signal. Oh, good call. So let's get the graphics card out of the equation. Oh! I saw something flash for like half a second. Yes! We have video. Okay, guys. Okay. That's kind of what I was afraid of. That 4-pin's probably not gonna be enough to keep the CPU fed.
Like I expected, my wood thing's not really tall enough because I didn't take into account the height of the Velcro. Okay, well that's good. It's mounted and it still posts, so that's a good sign. So we moved where we were, if you didn't notice, because it will hopefully be better for filming reasons or whatever yet, but we should be theoretically sitting at about 3 gigahertz, and I think our memory is still at about 720 megahertz. So CPU is running at 3.24 gigahertz. I must have screwed up, but I made it faster than I expected. And it's not crashing. Might need a bigger pilot hole, but we're gonna see. The wood was not super happy about that. I can't wait for the comments on this. Oh my God, Luke, you did that so wrong. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. I really don't know if this is gonna help me tie the fishing line at all. I was hoping these were grippier than my skin, but I don't know if that's true anymore. Oh, it does totally seem to be true. That's awesome. Okay. That's good. If this overclock works, honestly, I'd be happy, I think, with this overclock and the overclock that I have on the CPU. But I'll have about 3 hours left. So what I need to do is save this overclock to a profile. I already have my CPU's overclock saved to a profile, and hopefully doing a little bit more cable management stuff just to make it look better. Even though that's not a metric, it would be nice. Desync off, apply. It did not like that. Okay. After the benchmark ran, it crashed. And I don't know why it crashed. So what I need to do now is figure out if it was my GPU or if it was my CPU thing. So what I just did was I changed my overall total power limit from 150% to 125%, and I changed my applied voltage from 100 millivolts to 50 millivolts. Whoa, what? Okay, my GPU is not very happy right now. It's not hot. I think it doesn't have enough voltage or something. Okay, so I turned things down and they're actually running faster. So at $310, I just got... Damn it, why does it keep doing that? At the same part, after like the same amount of time.
Okay, so after some troubleshooting, I think I know what's going on. So we, instead of using our 2 like really crappy power supplies, we're using 1 power supply that's somewhat decent. And this is now powering the graphics card, and it's got 8 pins to the CPU. So the 8-pin was absolutely the problem. The 4-pin, it was enough to get it to post, but it's not enough to actually do anything. So the CPU, I feel like, is good as long as we have an 8-pin. We've now switched around the power supplies so that the graphics card has its own dedicated power supply. The power supply is enough to spin the fan fully up. That's good. So we're still using the 4-pin. It's not going to be stable whatsoever, but this is more to just see if our 2 power supplies, yes, it's posted. Okay, we're in business. We're in business. So the only thing we basically need to do right now is get the 4-pin to 4-pin plus Molex adapter. Okay, success. We have the 1 tiny adapter that costs $7 that we needed. So with our new 8-pin, we can see that the CPU is boosting up to like 3.6 gigahertz or so, and then it's coming back down, but it seems to be working. Look at this, we're stable, 100%. With only the 4-pin, this immediately crashed. Oh no! Memory management, no! It didn't do anything. It's just as unstable as with the 4-pin. Oh no. Maybe it's the power supply. Maybe just this 300 watt supply is just not enough to power it. Okay. So basically right now, we've swapped out the memory we bought with some other memory just to see if it's the RAM that's the problem. I mean, this is a brand new stick. This is like the only brand new component in the build. So it'd be really weird if this was the part that didn't work. This is longer than it was before. The memory may have been the issue. We may have got some defective brand new memory. Wow. The only other thing we can think about is trying this RAM in a different slot. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the stress test. So it only lasted like 5 seconds before. Wow, is this gonna be stable? Was it literally just changing the slot in the motherboard?
I'm a genius.
Dude, high five. Yes, okay. At this point, let's tear this stuff down. Oh no, we should probably play a game. Let's play a game, okay. Yes, which one thing with this build, something is weird with this motherboard. It freaks out every
Oh no.
So we have to go return this memory because it's broken and it just fell out. That's awesome. 2 o'clock. We have less than 2 hours to make sure this works and build the whole computer, get benchmarks ready. We do not have another opportunity. If this does not work, we might just be out of it. Oh man, coming down to the wire. Oh.
Okay, she posts. 'Tis a good sign. Well, either our motherboard has 2 dead PCI slots or our Sound Blaster Audigy 2 is dead. Fortunately, we grabbed a couple sound cards at the time, so let's go ahead and try another one. So our internet's down at the office this morning, which has made progress a little slower than I'd like, but there is good news. I've got Windows 7 installed. My graphics card seems to be working for the most part, although I haven't run anything 3D yet because I don't have drivers for it at the moment. There's some bad news though. Both my Audigy 2, which I had high hopes for, and my Sound Blaster Live are dead. So I will have to accept that I will be running a system that only has HDMI audio. Oh, he said, oh, we're up! We're up, internet's up, yay! So this is exciting because I am many hours away from competition crunch time, and I've got almost all of my benchmarks installed, all my drivers installed. I can start getting baseline readings and then tuning things and finding out how it goes from there. Okay, 76.5 FPS average. I'm feeling a little tense today. It's 12, I haven't started my build yet, and this initial Cinebench run is really ugly. Like if those guys ran out and got a 3770K or something like that, they'll be pulling off triple my score thanks to the improved architecture, hyper-threading, and at least unlike Austin, I'm not running around picking up components now because I'm fairly certain they did not go out for lunch. So for the benefit of our competitor over there, I'm gonna do a quick run through of all the awesome components that I've got over on my side. First, this gaming grade motherboard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
So many games.
That's a gaming sound.
Can it play Pac-Man?
It can be Pac-Man. Nope. Next up, we have the finest power supply ever made. I mean, it was a miracle that I was even able to find these, let alone afford it with my budget. Next up, this genuine USB 2.0 4-port expansion card and 56K modem. Gonna need one of these. I don't want to tell them about that though, it's my secret weapon. Massive cooler for like wicked overclocking. Intel 750 series PCI Express SSD. We didn't even pay for that. And this.
Put the 750 series SSD down again? Yeah, that doesn't really sound right. I don't think that's a 750 series SSD. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just standing over here lying about what computer parts I have. My name's Linus.
My voice isn't quite that high. Let's put one of our 750 series SSDs away for now.
Now you have 2?
I always had 2. So this is actually broken. Fortunately, we have so much extra hardware that literally half of our parts could be broken and we would have no problem whatsoever. So I'm just gonna go get another one. All right, so just in case, I brought some of our extra hardware that isn't the stuff that we actually need, you know, right now.
Just installing our bolt-on Hemi.
They're lying to us, and we were so honest with them about the computer that we're building.
You mean you don't believe that I have a Hemi?
Well, I did believe you. I wanted to believe.
I was just moving stuff around to try to do cable management, and the computer froze up. Hopefully that's not actually a problem. It's probably just random old hard drives and stuff. My computer straight up doesn't boot properly anymore. I have no idea what happened. It blue screened randomly and now it doesn't properly turn on. So I'm pretty disappointed. So we just went from our game benchmark acting weird to our computer completely not turning on to our computer turning on, but now Windows is freaking out and super unhappy. I moved the graphics card down one slot because Free Geek Vancouver said that that top slot wasn't working. I had no problems with that top slot working, but I'm just trying to minimize issues at this point because there's about 3 hours to go and I really want to be running all of the benches that I have to run and know what my scores are going to be before I walk into the final.
So I'm in the process of building my troll system, which has all of the worst of every component that I have.
Like, this is like legit, like one of the most stressed moments of my whole life. Okay, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but like, I'm super hardcore stressed right now. Oh man, did we actually do it? I don't even want to get my hopes up right now, but like, this looks good. This is the only CPU intensive test. If it finishes this, that's pretty much means that we're good. Nothing else should hit the CPU this hard for this long. All right, we're in business. Dude, that's awesome. Oh, look at that. Like butter. Wow. That's the word. Yeah, I think that works. It's perfect. It's actually not that bad. Everything else has just been like typical sort of like random computer problems, like dead memory or like not having the right adapter or whatever. But if it works, together, we did a great job. It is terrible, but you just literally told me to do this like 5 seconds ago and I agreed. What have we done, dude? This is not cool.
What have we done?
It's
your idea.
30 seconds ago, you were taking credit. Like, this is all Austin and Ed. We're such a great team. Then we actually see what it is. Just like, I have nothing to do with this. This is the greatest thing ever.
Thermal paste looks fine. There's a lot of it, but it looks fine. Oh my god, yeah, there's still gunk in the CPU socket. That could super be what it is. Oh, wow. It's currently 2:26. Meaning, assuming it's 2:30, we've got an hour and a half left. So if that was the problem, I think I'm still doing okay. If that wasn't the problem, I could be totally screwed. At this point, my computer doesn't make it through Firestrike. If I completely fail a benchmark, I'm done. So right now we're testing CPU overclock only, no GPU overclock. We just did a successful Firestrike run completely all the way through with no overclock. Now we're testing 3.24 on this guy. Oh, I can't believe it just crashed. I feel like sick. Like I don't feel good at all. If that just crashed because of the overclock, that's fine. If that just crashed for any other reason, I'm screwed. So as of right now, if I apply literally any amount of overclock to my CPU, my memory, or my graphics card, even one at a time, I can't run a benchmark.
150 gigs, that's not right. Oh, it is a 150 gig hard drive. Oh no, it's not big enough. We only have a 150 gig hard drive and there's a 200 gig SSD. We're gonna have to install Windows from scratch because we don't have any way of finding Windows.
No, we have a.
We don't have time, dude. Yeah, I've got it. Give me a second.
No,
That'd be awesome.
We have a flash.
You have a flash drive?
I got it from Linus.
Oh, you should have told me that.
I did.
Oh.
Just now. And upstairs too.
Thank you. I'm gonna be slightly late, so.
Slightly late? You don't have an operating system. You're also lying. Okay, whatever.
Okay, so our CPU temperatures are well within reason, and we're going to do some stability testing at 3.2 gigahertz and go back and work on our troll system. Here we go.
That sounds good.
I don't know if our troll system is going to end up working. I have tried to get it to post. I've tried 2 separate motherboards, and honestly, we're at the point now where I don't have a ton of extra time to spend on it. So I'm still gonna go over there and like be working on it from time to time, but I'm probably better off focusing right now on my main system because I only have an hour and 40 minutes to dial in a GPU overclock and mod the case and build in it. Those are the 3 main mods. Make the motherboard fit, make the power supply fit. I guess that's only 2. With a couple of drill holes, we can make this work. Now, here's something that I actually had sort of forgotten about. We need to make sure that this baby is going to fit here. Which so far is looking like a bit of a no-go. I've never trusted this kind of standoff, so it's fine, but I'm going to tape over them just in case. I cannot afford to kill any more components at this stage in the game.
So apparently overclocking my CPU but not applying voltage kind of worked. Overclocking my GPU and not applying voltage, no, not even like a little bit. Barely got into that bench at all. So we're gonna reset the graphics card overclock, just run it at stock, whatever. So there's 9 minutes left. I'm just gonna set it to the last overclock that worked.
You can do it! Believe in yourself! Come on!
Wow.
Done! Hands down! It's 4 o'clock, Linus, stop!
I'm done.
Okay, so Windows is installing right now. Basically, after this, we need to install our benchmarks. We need to install our... Hi, what's up?
It's 4 o'clock.
Next time on Scrapyard Wars,
Austin becomes a wizard.
Linus doesn't have to cheat, but he does.
Luke's house burns to the ground. And that's all. Come see it. Next time.
On Scrapyard Wars.
Yeah.
Scrapyard Wars!
This episode of Scrapyard Wars was brought to you by D-Brand.
I can run now.
So let's run now. Where's Austin?
I don't, based on Nick coming in and asking if we're supposed to be done, I'm thinking Austin is not done.
He walked over to me and was like, how did you install Windows 7 with 20 minutes left? I was like pretty sure he was trolling.
I don't mind that, like the system's done. Like the thing is like the first time we did Scrapyard Wars, the benchmark period included like installing software and stuff.
Yo, hold on. Pause everything. What's going on right now with the install?
Well, Luke's not letting me put my front bezel back on because it's after 4 o'clock.
What about software?
We were just talking about
I don't even have a way of installing all the benchmarks. I do not know your logins or anything, so I can't do that.
That's a good point.
So I think the software should be, my computer is 100% done hardware-wise.
Okay.
I love how both the other contestants are taking more time to do.
You can put the camera down, it's fine. I didn't totally just accidentally install 32-bit Windows. So I'm currently installing 64-bit Windows. Did not realize that there was a 32-bit Windows thing on that key. So
I think the troll system deserves to see the light of day. So I'm just gonna put all this in here.
there's nobody, look. We're not coming through with any kind of monster computer or anything. The cover's not helping much.
So we've decided to do the unveil in 2 stages. Stage 1, we unveil the hardware. Stage 2, we all run our benchmark scores, therefore unveiling the performance. Stage 3, we unveil the prices that we paid. Yeah. So Austin, you're up first.
All right, so introducing the greatest system I've ever built
That's not saying much.
Oh. What?
Why does it have a power supply on the top?
It has a power supply on the top because it has 2 power supplies. Okay, so basically, you guys just seem shocked and amazed.
You know what?
I get it.
I was going to do that.
Oh, really?
If I had gotten that graphics card.
Oh.
That was the component that I knew you had.
Really?
I called the guy and I was like, can I come get it first? And the guy's like, no, I already told him I'll give it to him. So unless he doesn't show up, you can't have it. But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't show up by 2, you can have it.
So it was
and he goes, but I don't think he's gonna show up. He's got a California number.
You totally got me. Okay, so this needs some serious power. This power supply is purely for the graphics card.
Yeah,
Which
I
is,
figured that out.
It is a 6990.
I saw that. I actually almost went for that.
A 6990, so we got talking dual GPUs. We also have a Core i7 2600. Not K, the motherboard's not overclockable either, so it's pretty much like, if it works at stock, I'm gonna be really happy with it. That is the Scrapinator.
There you go. All right, interesting.
All right, well,
I expected.
all right.
This looks awesome.
This,
Oh, what?
What the hell? What?
okay. This, my machine, is called the Scrap Hole because it's where I buried all the extra hardware that I ended up with.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So I'll start.
Horrified right now.
I'll start at the top.
Okay.
This is an IPI-BL-LB LGA775 motherboard. DDR2, my friends. Unfortunately, it doesn't support the Pentium 4 processor. This works, by the way. At least it did before I did that to it. This is a vintage USB 2.0 expansion card.
Okay.
This
Slightly horrified
is a
right now.
broken Audigy 2. This is the most disgusting piece of hardware that I have ever laid eyes on. It smells. The computer we pulled this from literally had a used crack pipe inside it.
Nice.
Really?
That's awesome.
Literally.
No, that's good. That's a good thing.
This is a working 9500 GS.
Power there.
This is a working 6850. This is a Sound Blaster Live, also dead. This is a heatsink.
So you found some
This
way.
is my army of hard drives.
You found some way to go to an actual scrapyard and get all this stuff for basically free.
The hard drives may or may not work, I'm not sure. Under there is a Pentium 4 processor.
Really?
This RAM I borrowed, so this actually is not, I did not obtain the RAM. And that Foxconn board, I don't know, it made those beeping sounds you heard earlier.
But you don't have RAM in your system now.
Because?
But no, you can't add anything now.
What is
Oh, he has another computer.
What is this?
I think this is all just a waste.
BC had a 6850. That looks like a fairly decent card.
I think he has a whole nother computer. Because I think he went to a scrapyard and like actually got all this stuff for like basically cost.
This is the Leaning Tower of Scrapza.
Why do you have 2 full computers?
This is my actual computer.
Why don't you just lay it on its side? Why do you lean it?
I like it this way.
So there's no reason, okay.
So this is my Q6600. Yes, I went Q6600 again.
Fair enough, fair enough.
4 gigs of DDR2 memory. They're okay. My 7970 Ghost. That was actually modded by the original owner, believe it or not. This Commando ROG motherboard was literally pulled out of a scrap pile of motherboards.
See, this is what I'm saying. He found somewhere.
He spent like $18 on this entire rig, didn't he?
Literally. Well, I have a 7970. I mean, come on.
Okay, so $25.
Yeah, $25.
So that, my friends, is the Leaning Tower of Scrapza.
So can I just ask a question?
Rip.
What's the deal with all this stuff? If you have this computer right here.
Because we can't ask him what price right now, but he went to some scrap junk place and got a whole bunch of this for essentially.
And you said this is a Radeon 6850?
That's a 6850. It works. But I'm factoring all this into my price.
This was probably
I'm incredibly suspicious
or
right
like
now.
cost of metal weight. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, so I'll get the scrap hole out of the way.
Like, really
It does actually really stink. That is
This
like a
smells
gross
really bad.
computer.
I knew it.
Oh!
I knew it. You
I
asked
basically
me.
told you.
You asked me some stupid ass question on the first day.
Basically, this isn't John.
Why is there fishing line on it?
So
Awesome. I like this immediately.
So it's a Q6600. I wasn't supposed to have one of those. I was supposed to have a different processor. Then that guy bailed on me. So I like scrambled and was able to get this. This is a BFG Tech power supply. Yeah.
Here we go. Benchmark number 1, Cinebench R15. 3, 2, 1, go. And I think we all know who is winning this one.
You know, maybe, just possibly. Oh yeah.
Well, he has 8 threads, which is sort of an issue.
Yeah.
Oh my
If your name isn't Austin.
So this is, I spent a fair chunk more on this i7 almost entirely for this test. So hopefully I beat you guys by a lot. Because
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm crushing Luke.
Yeah, actually, what's going on? I think, don't you guys have the same CPU?
Yeah, mine has some issues.
615.
Vintage Austin.
316. Oh, almost double.
316 for Linus.
Computer, I'm like
267.
267. That's not bad. All right. So our first benchmark scores are in. Shall we run PC Mark next?
Yes, let's do it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Okay. I'm counting on Austin's like crashing or something because he's gonna crush the PC Mark score as well.
Oh man.
PC Mark Vantage has crashed.
So what do we do now?
To reset your overclocks?
I don't know. Do I get to try one more time? Because I've had it run.
I think that's fair.
The rule technically says he has to immediately reset his overclocks.
It's up to you.
I think I'm gonna be a little lenient on this one. It's mostly because I also want a little lenience if I have some issues in a minute. So.
That was mainly your rule.
I know.
You were the one that was hardcore about it.
I don't think that's why it crashed.
Yeah, that's
So what's
why.
the deal with this? That does not look great.
Yeah, yours is doing. That might be because of your dual GPUs.
You think it's just like not?
No, that's part of the image manipulation benchmark, I think.
Oh, is it?
It's not doing that. This is what mine looks like.
Yeah, mine's being
Oh.
super screwy.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Yep. I guess I gotta dial back my overclock.
Wow.
Turn it off.
Yep.
Which is really. Yeah, which is really shooty. Snooty tooty.
Just in general, it's a good life skill to be able to turn that off.
Snoochie boochies.
So, do I get to keep my Cinebench then?
Yeah, I think because it worked. It completed that test.
But his system isn't stable.
So I failed my PC Mark run, which means I had to reset my CPU overclock, taking me from 3.2 to 2.4 gigahertz, which in Cinebench basically amounted to about 2/3 of the score that I got. Now we're gonna have a look at our PC Mark results.
How are we gonna submit results, or are we just saving?
Yep, click submit results, and let's find out how much it affected me in PC Mark.
My score is 0. That does not sound particularly right.
Oh. Okay, so Austin's machine straight up derped, and I apparently crushed Luke.
But that's a valid result. How's your CPU image manipulation?
Hard drive importing pictures to Windows Photo Gallery! Yes!
Why do I not see any of this stuff? What?
The SSD paid off hardcore.
Okay, wait, so
You just got creamed. All right, 3D Mark Fire Strike time, let's do it.
Ready, set, go.
Now, we decided that unless Austin's actually in contention, which I don't think either of us really thinks is gonna happen on this side of the table here.
Rude.
Unless Austin's actually in contention, we're just gonna throw out his PC Mark score.
It just wouldn't finish.
So we'll see how the rest of it goes. If he's in contention, it's likely we'll assign him a similar score to what Luke has. Your CPU is probably helping.
Wait,
with
Crossfire's still on, right?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Oh no. You're like.
Luke's crushing us both.
Don't worry though, there's the CPU.
That's why I was saying I wasn't entirely sure.
My second test didn't launch.
What if we'll have to turn off that graphics card overclocking?
Sure hope not. It says running system info though. What does that even mean?
You're on, is this the
Come on
physics
now.
one?
Physics now, yeah.
So you're probably, oh wow, that's really good. That's super good.
That's
scary.
gonna crush your score.
Yep. Let alone now,
Did
it's
yours crash?
a lot slower. Wow, yes.
You just crashed, dude.
Yeah. Oh wow. Rip.
What just
Time to
happened?
reset your graphics.
Tons of grapple bitches.
No! No! Oh, I'm running at stock settings. All right, I'm in the second test. Yeah!
I like it.
I bet he's done
All
this
right.
twice. That's my favorite. There was no lower enthusiasm.
Yeah, the reenactment was flawless. Okay, so let's put Austin's score in.
55-46.
55-80.
Or you barely beat me.
I beat Austin
Dude, by
in
like
Fire Strike.
55-46 versus 55-80. That's pretty close.
All right.
Over the
Okay.
Tomb Raiders.
So Luke's a little behind,
To be fair, I waited a really long
you know, which is exactly where I like him. So let's go ahead, and Austin and I are gonna start the Tomb Raider benchmark.
All right.
Ooh, whoa, that's lower than I thought it would be. Okay, no, that's fine.
Average 109. Minimum
That's-
87.
Okay, so Austin comes in at 109 even, with me coming in at 84.9. Okay, all right, let's run Far Cry 4. Okay, so here's the update. We are swapping out Austin's graphics card with an R9 270 to rerun PC Mark and give us approximately the equivalent of, if this card were to run with a single GPU, what his PC Mark score would be. We know it's an approximation, but the cold hard truth is nobody actually runs PC Mark Vantage, so who cares? We're gonna live with the approximation. On Luke's system, we are running him off of an uninterruptible power supply to condition the power, because I've seen this before where cheap power supplies will actually be able to handle a system, but won't be able to handle crummy power coming off the wall, which with all these systems running off the same outlet may in fact be the case here, and we don't want to penalize him for bad wall power. For my system, we are apparently rerunning my Cinebench.
I was doing it so that there was something running, to be fair.
Of course, yeah.
But otherwise, I have completed all of my benchmarks. 6711, he got a score.
Okay,
Right above ours.
do I get my OC back?
I don't know, man.
It's because of the UPS. It was dirty wall power. Is that fair? It had nothing to do with my
I think at this point, we all just need to take what we can
Do
get.
I get another crack with my overclock?
Yeah, see, like that's just like a spiral.
Maybe that is the dirty wall power.
Okay, so you go on a UPS.
But then I have to rerun
Guys,
everything.
Yeah, come on, we're done here.
I don't know, like what?
I don't care. Whatever.
Okay, well my score wasn't that bad. 242.
So I'm doing my last test in Far Cry 4 right now. Yeah, it's not running very well. I don't know why it's not running very well. I think low 40s, but I don't know.
So I have good news, guys.
Hey, it's done.
It's done, and 9780.
Oh.
So even without an
CPU.
SSD, I was almost able to beat
So
Luke.
mine's just really low on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But you crushed the graphics.
You did crush the graphics.
I think we should let Luke just use his old
so what-
benchmark score. So the final scores are Austin with 455 out of 500 points.
All right.
Linus with 362 out of 500 points. And Luke with 386 out of 500 points.
Wow.
So now, all that's left is the cash count.
I don't know what any of these coins are. Holy. Okay, this is $1. 5.89.
I just used my calculator for
Yeah,
safety.
let me do that real quick.
I spent 310.
I spent $218. Final price per dollar.
score's really high though.
Wait.
Score per dollar. Higher is better.
Good job. Good job. Officially wrecked.
I think we called it.
Linus won by 40%.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
I had actually, this is kind of a funny story. If I had lost by $40, I would have been so mad because the guy with the Q6600 offered it to me for 40. And I was like, nah, man, here's another 20 bucks.
Really?
I'm gonna fleece you slightly less.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Now, I was betting heavy on my SSD. I paid $38 for my SSD.
Wow.
Which is a good deal still.
Yeah,
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
But when you consider my $238 budget,
Dude, I paid $25 for my 150 gig hard drive.
25 bucks? I paid $10 for mine.
you got wrecked on your hard drive.
So okay, my motherboard and CPU, I was supposed to have a 9550 and some other board. That guy I showed you, I had 18 emails back and forth and stuff. Just, oh, he's supposed to bring it to work. Oh, I forgot it. So I had to scramble and find some other solution. This was on the second day. So like, there's basically no way I'm gonna be able to set an appointment and have that appointment in the same day. I ended up going to Free Geek Vancouver, which we've been talking about doing a thing. I got a Q6600 for 17 bucks.
What?
That motherboard's 35. That hard drive was 10.
Dude.
All that RAM was 40. I should have got 4 gigs. I think I would have been way more competitive if I got 4 gigs. All that RAM was only 40 bucks. And that power supply, which actually murdered me, and I should have bought the other one that I was going to buy from Kevin's stupid website. But it was 30 bucks.
Okay, so why don't we close this out? Austin, it was your first Scrapyard Wars. You came in on unfamiliar turf.
Yep.
How do you feel about your result?
I feel like I spent way too much money. That was the big problem. I way misjudged the budget, and to be totally honest, my build probably shouldn't have worked. Like how close I cut it to actually getting everything working at the last second, like it really should not have worked. Like the second.
In your defense, my build shouldn't have worked either. The motherboard. When you see how that motherboard was packed,
My power supply barely works. We were all. That happens every time, dude. It's Scrapyard Wars. Don't worry about it.
I was like an hour and a half out. Like I don't have a working system. I might just like be disqualified and like just not have anything to show. Oh man, that was brutal.
but do you
dude.
feel good about not getting disqualified?
I feel so good. Like the second I finished the build, I was like, you know what? I don't even care if I come dead last. I just built this system, this crazy contraption. It actually works. So happy. I'm still happy.
Which is good because you did come dead last.
Yes, I did.
All right, how do you feel about your performance today?
Honestly, pretty good. I'm happy with the Free Geek Vancouver stuff. I think I actually did quite well. You just got a crazy deal, that's Scrapyard Wars. That's totally fair. I just wish I actually bought that Corsair power supply. That's the only regret I have. I would have had pretty good overclocks and everything. You still would have won. I just would have been happy with my system overall. But yeah, I wouldn't have changed much, just the power supply.
So, what I would have changed is I wouldn't have bought an extra $20 graphics card.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, for the sake of running numbers, I'm gonna drop 20 bucks off my score here. I wouldn't have tipped the guy 20 bucks.
That's crazy, dude.
I want to see.
And my FPS per dollar score would have been literally more than double Austin's and would have been about 25% better than Luke's. So I feel really great about my performance overall.
You did a good job, dude.
Yeah.
As a purist, I really would have liked to find a working sound device. I would have spent another $5 to get a working sound card.
That is like, it's 100% fair because there was no sound benchmarks. But that is, if it was a system you were using, that's a little brutal. Only having.
Right.
Yep. And I would have liked to spend time properly on my case. I would have liked to present a more finished build. If I'd had a full another day, I also would have built my troll system.
Yeah. Dude, that was awesome.
Part of the problem was I didn't even have time to install Windows on it.
Yeah.
But overall, had fun?
Had a blast. That was so much fun.
Me too.
Interesting because you don't know what the other people
Yeah. That was the hardest part.
Honestly, I was getting pretty close to guessing near the end, but the whole time, the duration I had no idea.
You had no idea what you were competing against.
In terms of price.
Yeah.
Right.
I had no idea you were spending what you were spending, and you were confusing the whole time.
So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed Scrapyard Wars Season 3. We'll see you again next time. Drop a like on the video and subscribe and all that good stuff.
Scrapyard Wars!
Scrapyard Wars!
Good job, guys.
All right. Awkward nerd high fives.
Yeah!
Sloppy fight.